Hello everyone, this is Ivan Gonzalez, and this video is meant to explain you how to install Connecting Landscapes or CoLa, a software based in Python and R that allows you to model corridors and understand the spatial connectivity. This tutorial is meant to help you and walk you through the steps requiring your personal computer that allow you to get the working front and back end. It's mostly based in R, and I hope it takes around 30 to 50 minutes. It depends in each computer capacity. So in the description of the video, you will have all the materials, the links, and the times that it took to me to install all the software. So this software is developed by Northern Arizona University and Wild Crew, among University of Montana and another colleagues that we will detail in other video about the usage and the history or the purposes of the software. So in the meantime, this video will be only focuses on the installation process. So the first step that we need to get is going to the GitHub webpage of the software. So for this, I will go to your web browser and I will type or look for Connecting Landscapes, CoLa, GitHub. So in my case, I had these particular results. The first article here that you will have the link in the video is the publication. And right now, in this publication, we offer the link to the GitHub page. So I'm going to find GitHub, and then I will jump to the URL of the repository. This is a GitHub repository of the software, which is free. So this link that will be available in the description contains all the information of the package. And if you scroll down, first you will see a little Panthera here. You can click there, and there it will lead you to this web page that is the actual decision support system. This is the front end that incorporates, of course, the backend that runs in Python, a backend in R, and a front end in R. So at the end of the day, we expect you to be able to run this same decision support system in your computers. Now, if we go back to the GitHub webpage, there's two elements that help us for the installation. The first one is, and let me scroll down. There's two links in the resource title. The first one is the installation, and the second one is known issues. So I will recommend you to jump to the first one, installation. Now in the installation page, there's three important elements. The first one is a link for a tutorial web slides that will lead you to this presentation with the steps by steps. Those are the ones that we are going to follow today. But for more advanced users, you can do two approaches. The first one is following this quick and dirty installation in R. If you already have R, if you have DevTools, GitHub in your computer, you can follow this small section of code. But if you want a more detailed approach or detailed steps, please follow this part. This part is the same that is in the web page, sorry, in the slides. So we are not going to use that today, but feel free to take a look, and that provide a little bit more details. Also, the third part is a dedicated page where we have been collecting the possible mistakes and errors of the installation. So in the known issues page, you will find possible difficulties or issues that we already have documented in the installation process that we have done in several computers. So if you find a problem, please refer to this page. So we're going to see that page, we're going to visit that page times two times. And hopefully in this computer, we face some of the issues so you can, in the case that you face them, you know how to solve them. In the known issues page, you will see all the possible errors that you might find or issues, let's say, that each particular computer might present. We have organized all of them in six categories. So we're going to try to cover some of them as long as we might see them in my personal installation. Now, going back to the slides, let me start the presentation and walk you through the tutorial. So for this, we need to be aware that this process might take 50 minutes approximately, and each computer may be different. So some of you might face a different situation, different permissions. We are trying to collect all the possible uh, solutions that might help in all your cases. Now, there's a link for the extra solutions for each step. That's the page I just mentioned. It's called known issues. And if you found a different issue, please report them in this form. So we have several resources. The first one is the web page. The second one is the installation details. The third one is a GitHub page with installation issues, and a final user's manual that is more for the actual usage of the functions that might be definitely useful once you install the software and run the functionalities. So the software, the content of this presentation shows the software structure, the first installation option with the graphical user interface, or the option 2 that is only the command line in Python. And then we can see some tests about how to use CoLa, how to update CoLa, delete CoLa, and some graphical user interface examples. So most of the steps are mandatory in this tutorial. The green steps will be pointed and will be pointed as an optional, but most of the steps are mandatory. Because we are combining several softwares, it's important to keep all of them. Whatever we have software code or things that we need to put in the console, it will have this font. Please copy and paste that, and especially in R. The text after the hashtag or the pound will be ignored since those are comments in the R language. So before starting, be aware that you have not administrative permissions in your computer. You might face problems. And also your user folder must not contain spaces. I will show you how mine looks like. We have, for installing this software, we need permission. We have at least 15 gigabytes of space. It's optimal that more than 8 gigabytes of RAM. And essentially, the bigger your machine, the faster the installation will be. Also, you can run this process for Linux, Mac, or Windows. So the very back end of CoLa runs in Python and is combining C++ and Python scripts. We can install that using a command line option that will be slightly covered at the second part. But in order to allow us to run Python using the decision support system on the front end, we need to install R. So in the computer, Python will be run every time we use R. So R is a wrapper for those Python functions. And once we have R, we will run functions in R. We can also wrap all the functions into a decision support system as a graphical user interface based in Shiny. In order to install CoLa, we definitely need having several software installed previously. So in the case of Windows, we need R, we need R tools, and we need Git. So let me start again. We will run the decision support system in R, but in order to allow the package to install all the dependencies, we need some software before. So in CoLa needs Conda manager, is a Python manager to run all the functions, but this will be installed using R. So if you are not using R and want to run CoLa using on the Python suite, you can definitely need a Conda manager. But if you are, if we want to run the graphical user interface or decision support system, we need R and we need the other dependencies. An important software for Windows is Git. It's already installed in Mac and Linux users. We need to install R. It's recommended to use RStudio. Sometimes it's easier, so I will install it in this tutorial. And for Windows, we need RTools. So I will jump and I will download this software one by one. My computer is fresh new, so we don't have any of those installed right now. So we'll go first to Git, is the lighter option. In this case, I will look for the Windows, and here's download for Windows. And I will download the latest version. Now going back to the second dependency, we need R. In this case, I will choose download R for Windows. And I will use install the base, the install R for the first time. We already have Git at this point. And again, another link, download R 4.5. It's important to keep in mind which version are you using, downloading. I will download the 4.5. And now I will go to download RStudio in the meantime. Okay, R is installed already. I will download RStudio for Windows. Probably this procedure might be slightly different for Linux and Mac users. So I already installed R, and now I'm going to download RStudio for Windows. And finally, remember that we need RTools for Windows users. Is that my case? So here in the fourth link, I will download it. So I'm downloading I downloaded 4.5.1. So I will use that version of RTools. And here, I will use RTools